Hey YouTube, Muchismo Eugene, another video from Exit Strategy. Welcome. I actually want to talk to you guys about the narcissist who has taken tremendous losses in the year 2020, and they are now steadfastly trying to regroup and recruit, and they're trying to replace what they've lost. And I got thinking, if you look at our world, and if you look at society, if you look at your area where you live at, across the board, with the social media wave, everyone and anyone who has a voice can essentially get a phone, get a video camera, and just go on YouTube, TikTok, what have you, and just create content. And of course, you have all the other social media outlets like the dating sites, and like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and several others out here in which that people can choose to draw from or exercise their voice and whatever else talents that they may have. And I'm sure a lot of people are doing the most. Some of the stuff is very constructive, but most of it is destructive, erratic, and just very obnoxious stuff. Whatever gets attention, whatever's funny, whatever can get the views and the likes, that's kind of what people are seeming to be drawn to. But there's an underlying factor when it comes to the narcissist. And there is a slew of them out here in the social media world. Because with pandemic, they closed the country down. They shut the world down, essentially. And what happened was, when the world began to pick back up a pace, as you know now, a lot of people are going through the drive-through. It is nothing for the average person to wait in the McDonald's drive-through for 20 minutes, 45 minutes. Now, pre-pandemic, people would lose their lunch if they had to wait in the drive-through for more than 10 minutes. But now that is commonplace. If you recall, when we were doing the pandemic and the social distancing, people would sit in their cars in the grocery store parking lot, the Walmart parking lot. People would just sit in their cars in big numbers and just either doodle on their phone, or most often they would just be on their phone, their electronic gadget. Now, when the country opened back up, now you still see that is just commonplace for someone to be pulled over, not just at a rest stop. They are pulled over in some of the most conspicuous places, inconspicuous places, and there's nothing really going on. They're just sitting there in the parking lot on their phone. Now, as it pertains to a narcissist, which I think most often are the types that are doing this, because most of us who got a life and got business going on, we don't have time to be pulling over, pecking on our phone. You know what the narcissist is doing? They're trying to recruit new sources of supply. Because again, in 2020, this is when God opened a can of whoop-ass on all the dark energies and entities. He opened up the floodgates of awareness. Even those who are not fully awakened. One thing's undeniable: most, if not all of us, came into a very, very fresh awareness of the people surrounding us, be it family, loved ones, friends, associates, and in many cases, co-workers. And again, with the work situation, a lot of people are still at this moment, very present moment, of working from home. They're working from home, and a lot of them are loving it. So, what does that afford the narcissist time to do if they don't have to clock in or clock out to a job where they were greatly desiring or greatly needing? They needed this attention when they went to the physical workplace. So what did they do? They traded that off. They're working from home. So now when they're not working, or they're working and they're multitasking. They got two or three phones, two or three computers going. They're working slash garnering supply. Because one thing about a narcissist, they have to have an interaction of some sort. They would rather have the social interaction where they don't have to see your face. So this is right down their alley. But again, a lot of us who have become aware of the BS, a lot of the manipulation, a lot of the games that people play in relationships, we have gotten so attuned to, if it smells like a rat, it's a rat. We're not just laxed in our approach to relationships. We're not just relaxed in how we form friendships, and especially empaths. We are just, we're just on point like never before, and rightly so. And even after the narcissist in 2020 or 2019, who consequently left my house in 2020, I can look back at many, many other narcissists that I was involved with. I got a poor posture here, guys. No pillow. That's kind of why I'm looking all crazy. That caused me to go back in time, and I often am still going back in my mind. You know, thoughts hit me from time to time as to relationships that I endeavored to be in friendships, workplace, you name it, any type of relationships in the past. I often get a rearview mirror experience, and I say, wow, that's what that was. That was a narcissist situation. And so this newfound awareness that we have is not going anywhere. It's not going to die. This is something that I believe has never happened in the history of the world. And it's a phenomenon unlike any other phenomenon that we as human beings have ever witnessed. Even the pandemic, in comparison to awakening in the awareness of narcissistic personality disorder, doesn't measure in comparison, because that was a pandemic. We came into an awareness that we have an epidemic that there's no vaccine for. So all in all, this is me coming to you guys to just bring a fresh awareness of the fact that the narcissist lost a great deal of supply. And so now what they're doing is they're trying to re-up. They're trying to resource and outsource and insource. They need the ample supplies. They need more than one. They need multiple. But the well is running very, very dry. And you have to understand, it could be a room full of people. There is not enough supplies to satisfy the narcissist. They have what you call an insatiable desire. It is unquenchable. They thirst for attention like nobody's business. And it's a sad, sad existence, I have to believe. Because to need and desire and to yearn for someone to pay your attention constantly and to validate you and give you the approval when you should be okay and satisfied with your own merit and your own abilities and your own attempts to do things in life. But again, that is something that is foreign to them, because they've deserted what you call the true self. The true self comes into a point where you make mistakes. You accept mistakes. Mistakes are a part of growth. And a lot of us empaths, we still fail and we get right back up. We still fail and we get right back up. A narcissist can't. When they fail, it is someone else's fault. So they can never take accountability or responsibility for not even a part of a situation. They put the blame on, all the blame somewhere else. So that's a living hell for them. and they chose that life. So be mindful, be encouraged that, and be aware that the narcissist is on the hunt. It is, if you look, like I say, out in our world, you can see the anxiousness, you can see the the society. They can't hold their attention span on one thing or another for long periods of time, and this has happened so rapidly till what it does for me. I become so uninterested in most of the things that I see people doing. It is becoming very, very, very severely uninteresting because I hear and see so many things happening day to day, and multiple things are happening. It's like you can see and sense almost every individual you come into. They are fighting in competition to be noticed, to be seen. And this is a chaotic state of affairs because you who are at peace with yourself, the empath chosen ones, and all you want to do is move about in this earth and be a part of something good. But obviously the narcissist won't allow you to do that because the good in you that they see, they want to put that out. They want to be a part of what's good in you, and then when they become a part of what's good in you, they want to make you out to be the bad person. They actually want to hijack you for the goodness that's in you. The essence of that is in you. They want to capture that, attain it, and they want to pretty much just snatch it away from you and label themselves that way. And it's hard to describe it in many ways, how they move, in the sense that this is what they want from you, and instead of them coming around you and learn from you, they would rather sabotage you and your good nature, and they go on to take the nature that they just witnessed from you, and they go on and they fake it with the next person. Now, they're not good at faking it, but I'll tell you, to the untrained eye, the untrained spirit, the unawakened individual, it is cake for them, because everyone who's in this world have been indoctrinated to a certain way of doing things. And so if a person comes in your life and they look the part, they act the part, and they speak the part, you and I assume, we take at face value that this is a good person, this is a decent person, and all they're doing is a charade, and they're just being theatrical. But if you pay attention to not only what people say and how they move, and the body language, and the lack of eye contact, and a few other things in which you already know a narcissist possesses, they give themselves away. They give themselves away, and it becomes so easy and apparent. And if for nothing else, you sense that their spirit is off. Because as before, we didn't really pay attention. We were not critical thinkers when it came to when we met somebody and they poured it on too thick and they were overly kind to us. Yeah, we felt a little awkward because we just felt like, oh, I'm okay, I don't need it. You don't have to give me a seat. And because they were so pushy, we decided to just say, okay, I don't want to be rude, so I'll take the seat. That's just an example or an analogy of how they come in. They are overtly pushing the sale. Now, if somebody becomes overtly pushy, that can very much be a clear sign that you're possibly dealing with a manipulative narcissist. So that and many other things, as you begin to just continue to listen to videos and read up on some of the things that these people do, and not the dichotomy, but the psychopathy of how they're just selfish, egocentric, they're grandiose, and quite a few other things. 7 or 8 traits, they say. But sometimes if you continue to be attuned and raise your vibration and work on you, you won't have to see but 1 or 2 signs, and you just fall back, and they'll show you the other 5 in no time flat. So They're looking for new supplies like you wouldn't believe, and they're not telling people that they're taking a loss. They never will admit defeat. So just pay attention in our world. They are desperately trying to find new ways and new measures to try to capture people's heart and soul. But a lot of people are wise to the BS, and it's becoming harder and harder for them to attain and secure supply, because most people don't have the tolerance for the BS. Most people are not trying to adopt an adult. That's essentially what you're doing. You're adopting a kid, but it's in an adult form. And nobody wants to take care of anyone haphazardly. Doesn't matter how good you look, doesn't matter how handsome you are, how beautiful you are, doesn't matter what you look like. People want what's real. People want what reflects them. And so now the awakened empath, we want something that reflects us. We want something that complements us. We want something that's in unison with us, something that's in harmony with us. And so those are the things that we observe. And if we don't see those things, we keep it moving. That being said, guys, good night. Bless.